Welcome back to another episode of Tractor Roy. My name's Trent. Today we're checking out, doing a little preview of an auction that we're having tomorrow, or that's out here by my house. So we're checking out some of these tractors. This one caught my eye. It's a yellow Farmall H. Most all the ones he has out here are Farmalls. There's a couple of Massey Fergusons. I'll take a video of the lineup here, but I'm really hoping to snag, I don't know, this one would be cool too. I don't know, there's a few of them I kind of want. We'll see what happens. Got a Chevy green truck, round baler, bale buster, Heston swather. There's a Massey Ferguson with a backhoe attachment. I've got two of those rakes. I mean, I could really use another one. I saw this on the auction flyer. There's a couple of plain engines too. But this speed rower, apparently it doesn't have a head, but this cab, oh, that's way too big to fit on either of my swathers. Boy, that is huge. Why does it stand up so tall? I mean, I haven't been around many of these, but boy, that sure seems like a massive cab, like both the other way too.
What's a message?
That one's an M. That one I think is a 454 maybe. They said that forklift doesn't run. I would love one of those. And there's a B over there past it. Coming into here, we got a C with a loader on it and an MD, a diesel. That one I would love. That one's probably my #1 pick from this auction. Throw in the comments what a couple of these are. Like, oh, that one's a 1256.
See?
Good job, dude. Well, this one with the loader is another Super C.
Yeah.
And then the one next to it's a, ooh, AV. Look at that. Well, we got 7 tractors between us. I bought this MD for $50, that H for, no, the MD was $75 and the H was $50. And then we got another M outside for $15.
Here's a Buffalo.
What?
Buffalo muffler.
Ooh, and there was a mosquito fogger that was sitting right over here. I think that went for cheap. Well, I didn't do much filming last night. It ended up being like 10 o'clock by the time we got out of there. So this one we paid $25 for. It's a Farmall H. This one I paid $15 for. And the reason I really wanted this one is because it's got practically brand new tires on it. I mean, they look fantastic. They're not even really cracking on the sides. A little bit, but not much. And then my brother bought that Farmall B. He's gonna start tinkering on that as his first tractor.
Okay, just a sec.
Oh, my dog got stuck everywhere.
I know.
Now he got stuck again. No ball was stuck.
There. Go, go, go. There we go.
Here's tractor number 2. It's a Massey Ferguson 65 with a post pounder on the front of it. This one was $1,500. My father-in-law bought this one. My brother bought the other one. My father-in-law bought this one. This one is a Farmall MD. I paid $50 for this one. It's got a almost brand new tire on this side. The other one's okay, but this side's definitely better. And that 65 runs. That's what we were using to load up all these other tractors that don't run when we were out at the auction. Here's a Farmall H with a loader. I do have the other front tire. It did come with it, but it just wasn't attached. I paid $50 for this one, and it doesn't run. Here's another Farmall H. The tires aren't the greatest on the back side of this. We're kind of wondering if it came from a highway department. Maybe replace the engine. Paid $25 for this one. Okay, this one is an M, another M that I bought. I paid $15 for this one. Both back tires are practically brand new. I think they're gonna go over onto that MD. And then here's the last tractor from the auction. This one is my Farmall B. I think this is a 1939, they said. Hand start only, there's no electronics on it. There's no electric starter. The final drives are a little bit noisy, and the clutch, the bolts, when you push the clutch in too far, the throw out, I don't know, the bearing release lever bracket deal, it rubs against some bolts. So I think some of the bolts need tightened up on it. But I paid $300 for this one as it sits, running, and we drove it onto the trailer. And then I got all these goodies for $40. Like the grills and those hoods, I think they were on a pallet, paid 10 bucks. These drawbars, the swinging drawbars were on a pallet for 10 bucks. I think there was those fenders and 3 or 4 battery boxes. I got 4, but I don't remember if that one came off of a shelf. That was on a pallet for $10. And then they had this shelf that was, I don't know, probably about like that it was a little bit wider. Had all these parts on it, paid 10 bucks for that. Had these starters, I don't know, dozen carburetors, a ton of new guards. It had a box full of lights. PTO shield was in there. Let's see, this is a hydraulic pump for like a, I don't know if a C has it or a Super C, but I know my 240 would fit. Tons of magnetos and distributors. I think there might have been, I don't know, 6 of them probably. There's a PTO hydraulic pump. I think there was another one here somewhere too. So those cylinders, that was there. I don't even remember what else I got. Oh, this grill was there. That head's off of this M, but that radiator, those were on the shelf. I think I found these up in one of the lofts. That's for baler, New Holland baler. There's a PTO shield. I don't know if I said that. I think some of this stuff, like this box, all sorts of bearings. This one's full of bearings for a square baler. A couple more distributors and magnetos. Oh, there's an air cleaner in there. See right there and right there. There's a couple of dashes with wire. I mean, the wiring's junk, but I still got a couple of dashes with it. Oh, there's another drawbar down there. There's another. The lines for a hydraulic pump. I don't know, there's tons of stuff. One of these boxes, might have been this one, is just full of sickle sections. That's a brand new clutch for a A, B, or C tractor. Got a couple of distillate tanks. There's one. There's one. Oh, there's one. Yeah, I don't know. We got rocker arm shafts. Not really sure what for. There's a head. I think it's a head. Well, it's not a head, but something. I think it's for a hit and miss engine. I don't know. There's all sorts of stuff. So I got to go through this and see what I want to keep, see what maybe I should for when I work on these, and then I guess eBay with the rest of this stuff. Get rid of it. Oh, there's 4 alternators still in the box, and then I think there's another couple that are just floating around here too. Yeah, tons of stuff. Oh, that box right there is a brand new oil pump for an ABC engine. Those fenders, I don't know if they came off of a Massey Ferguson, but I think they'll fit on these M's. So my MD, I think I'm going to get that one done up all nice. So I'll probably take those fenders to stick on my MD that's over at my house. And then that parts M will probably get split between this one and that MD for whatever needs done with it. And then by the time I get this one and the MD fixed up and running, I'll see what's left of the parts one to see if it's worth buying the parts to assemble it, or part it out the rest of the way like this. And then these battery boxes, I mean, those are expensive, and I think just about all of them need battery boxes. I know this one was junk. Where? Oh yeah, right here. So the reproduction ones I think are like 120 for the cheap ones, maybe like 175 for the thicker ones, but I mean those ones are original. So I guess now I got to go through them. Like this pile of carburetors, there's one guy that bought a forklift out there for $100, one of those rough terrain forklifts, missing the carburetor off of it, but I like know for a fact one of these will fit it. These starters, I'm not sure. Like, let's see, this one, oh, maybe these 3. I think they're Alice-Chalmers, because the Alice-Chalmers starters are a little bit different. This one I think came off of probably a or B. Bad switch. Well, those are cheap. So I think that came off of an A or B is my guess. And then these ones are probably Alice-Chalmers, because the Alice-Chalmers ones, like this starter here, they go in and then this bolt holds it in from the side. So, oh, where is it? Oh, this one back. All right, so that pin gets centered right here, and that's what holds it in. So sometimes with these, when you get some corrosion in there, then your starter won't work as well. A lot of heat because there's a ton of resistance, because the only point that this grounds is through the threads on this, through the point that goes into there and seats. So sometimes you got to make sure that's clean, otherwise your starter won't work. So I already had a starter for that, but maybe one of those ones are better than, I don't know, maybe these are bad. But I got a couple extra ones. And then I was able to find in the pile a starter for this M, which is awesome because we were gonna have to buy a new one, but even if we got to rebuild that one, throw some new brushes in, I think those are 150 or 200 bucks depending on where you get them for a new one, and got it off the $10 shelf. So as long as the windings are still good and we can throw some new springs and brushes in there, I think we're money ahead already just in that. And I mean, there's tons of stuff. Like this M, the swinging drawbar, somebody broke and then welded and then supported and braced, and then they welded it onto the big drawbar. So I think I can probably cut off the swinging drawbar, grind it out smooth on the loop drawbar here, get rid of that. Because in my pile, in one of these, I got a swinging drawbar that'll work for the M. And then I think that one's for a C, it said. But that one can go on that, or it can go on my MD if it doesn't have one, or that part's M. I don't know, there's tons of stuff. Those will work for my sickle mowers, obviously. Yeah. That looks fairly familiar, doesn't it? I think I can make that work if I needed to. Ooh, that might actually be an A. Well, there you can kind of see it's an A. I think it's an A carburetor. I think I got like 3 of these that I saw, something like that. So it was making me sad they had a few A's like this. The one I saw that was all painted and done up was 600 bucks that it sold for. They had an AV, which is the high crop, for, I think that one only went for 1,000, maybe 1,100. And these things all had new tires on them, and they're all painted. And there's something like 4 C's, and I mean, maybe $1,000 for them, probably less for most of them. The most expensive one was a Super C with a loader on it. That one went for maybe 2,000. There was and they were all painted. Well, the one with the loader wasn't painted, but there was an H that was all painted up, had a sickle mower attached to it. That went for 1,700. They had a 730 diesel, which this is a 70, so what, 2 models after this one. 730 diesel, it was electric start, didn't have a pony motor on it. It looked pretty close to this, maybe a little bit better shape, not as much brown, but it wasn't painted or done up. 6,000, I think, is what that one sold for, which I think that was really the only one that sold for what it was worth. They had like a 1256 that sold for 6,000. They had a 1484 or something like that. It was a 4-wheel drive tractor. That one sold for 10. They had a Heston Swather with a cab, air conditioning, maybe like a mid-90s model. That one only went for 3,600. Some of the stuff, it's just one of those things that it was a saturated market because there's so many tractors that stuff went for cheap. I mean, I think we paid 400 for that one and 300 for that one, and I think that one was 800. Any of the ones that didn't run though, we only paid, yeah, like I said, I think I paid 15 for the M, 25 for the H, 50 for the H with the loader, 75 for that MD. Oh, 300 for that B that's been painted up. My brother paid, I think, 400 for his B that has the electric start and everything with it. So he's going to take a lot of these parts to start working on his. I know it's missing some lights. I got a ton of lights with it, and then we'll just see what else he needs and pick through it. Give him some, and then I'll probably just keep a stockpile of a few things for me and then sell the rest of this stuff. Try and make my $10 back, I guess like $40 back. So everything's tucked in. I wanted to move that B over here closer and put it like, I don't know, right here, just over there. But it's got really old gas in it, so I didn't want to stay running. So from this auction, Farmall B, we got this Farmall M. I paid $15 for this one with the tires. $300 for that one. That one ran and drove onto the trailer. That Farmall MD, it's all complete. It's freed up. I paid $75. Oh, this M, the engine's freed up on it too. That H with the loader, I think it's freed up. I don't remember. I paid $50 for it. And then, what else? Oh, that H, I'm gonna go over there. You can't see it. I got too many tractors over here. And the balers. I had to tuck the balers in, so because I got to use the balers here soon, and none of these ones run. So I put these one, or I pulled the balers out, put these against the fence so I could keep them easy to get to. So this is the H I picked up too. This was one of the last ones, and then my brother got that B, and then we got that Massey Ferguson 65 with a post pounder on it. So the thing that I'm kind of curious about with this, if any of you guys know if any like state highway departments or county or other municipalities had these and had them painted yellow, that's what it looks like with this. The wheels are red, which kind of doesn't surprise me. Everything on this thing is yellow except for the engine, starter, and this brake drum on the other side, right here. So we were kind of wondering if they had this thing. Oh, and then they got this too. I don't know if they like stuck a tripod up here for a transit, but they got a leather strap there. Another one right here. So it almost looks like, you know, as you're going along, doing whatever on the road, you had your tripod across here when you're working. So we're kind of wondering if, because this guy had a ton of guardrail too, so I don't know if he was in good with the state or what, but if this thing had a blown engine, so he picked it up for fairly cheap and then put a different H engine in it, you know, years ago, because this thing had been sitting in a building that I don't think he had messed with in a long time. I've got that pile of magnetos and distributors, so I'm not super worried about that. If, you know, but this was sitting inside, so I don't know. This one is stuck, but I think it was because the oil is drained out from around the rings, not because it's gotten wet. We'll hope. I guess we'll just have to see. So I think this one will probably, once I get the WD-45, the M, and I gotta fix my 70 again, then this one will get pulled into the shop. I think the order is going to be this one, then probably this H with the loader, then that one. The B might be thrown in there because I need to do some work on the finals. I'm hoping that It just needs oil and the bearing's not going bad. I think I'm gonna save this one for a little bit farther down the line just because I'm worried about how expensive this thing might be depending on what's going on. This one's freed up. I mean, I am able to turn it over, so I guess it just depends on if any of this is frozen up or not. So that concludes another episode of Tractor Roy. Thank you for sticking around and seeing my auction haul. These things, you're gonna see them popping up on the channel here. They're not going away anytime soon. Once I work on these things, as I get them running, a couple of these might go away. Like, I don't know, I kind of like that one's yellow. I kind of want to know the history behind it. So I don't know if I want to get rid of that one yet. But that loader one, I'm probably going to get rid of. The M right there, I think I'm going to use the parts off of that to fix that MD and the M that we got over in the shop that we're still working on. Once I get those ones finished, I'll see how many parts are missing off of that to see if it's worth it to get more parts to fix it and get it running, or I just part it out the rest of the way. I don't know. So that comes to the end of the episode. Thank you for watching Tractor Roy. If you're not subscribed already, do it now. Hit that like button down below. Throw in the comments if you want to see any more in depth on any of these tractors before I get to working on them. Otherwise, hope I'll catch you on the next one.